Hi everybody, welcome once again to Out of the Ordinary into the Extraordinary. I'm Robert Taylor, and if you're a frequent viewer of the show, you know we try to bring you guests who are expert in the metaphysical realm, the healing arts and the creative arts. We have a couple of guests today who've been on the show before. I'm all on my own interviewing them without Pamela. And our first guest you may have seen many times over the years. He's a master graphologist, herbologist, and a homeopathic practitioner. Gives me great pleasure to welcome back Robert Haskins. Robert, you're here again.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've got some really good news for us about one of your products.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, with God's blessings, come up with a formula for ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and Tourette Syndrome people. And since we have the ability via handwriting analysis and also the saliva crystallization analysis to detect early detection and treatment of ADD, ADHD, bipolar conditions, it's been great for me and great for the world and great for everybody in that this herb called TRQRH allows us to deal with stress, depression levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as people who have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and Tourette syndrome people.
Wow.
And it has opened up a wide door of help for everyone.
So practitioners all over the country.
Yeah, well, they tested it out. The company that produced the herb for us sent a sampling out to 4,700 different homeopathic doctors and practitioners. And everyone bought a 4-ounce bottle and they reordered on it. Wow. Now, normally this process takes a period of 6 months before they decide to make it an herb. And it's called a custom blend. And then after it passes the test, it is put in the line.
That's
amazing. And they also put it in the 2009 catalog. They held it up from printing and put it in the 2009 catalog as well.
So people with all those different things will benefit from the use of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the way we have it set up is that you can buy the herb and we give you the amount that you should take for children as well as adults. But our main thrust is doing the stress depression testing. Now, a lot of people, they get their yearly physicals and everything, and they go through life's transitional situations, and they go get some aspirin just in case they have anticipate a heart attack, and they take one every day, and they also take an apple a day to keep the doctor away.
Yeah.
And we're saying, not to be trite, but we're saying get a stress depression test.
Yeah.
Now, for any event that happens in your life that's challenging for you, it affects you.
Yeah.
Via handwriting analysis, we can get to the subconscious and conscious mind. And oftentimes people say, I'm okay, Mr. Haskins. You don't have to test me out. I'm cool, okay? But when they're dealing with, and about 87% of the people deal with emotional repression and fear of failure. Mm-hmm. If you're dealing with emotional repression and fear of failure, you have stress, and you need to be tested.
You know, it's said, the medical community have said, that in the 21st century, the biggest cause of disease will be stress, of all diseases.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And this is what it is. It just happened that as all this was going on and during my prayer and meditation, because I'm just the co-pilot, I'm not the captain, I was getting revelations as to what was happening with people. And I set up a test called stress depression levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. I even gave it to myself. And the beautiful thing about it is that, as I alluded to a few seconds ago, 87% of the people are dealing with fear of failure and emotional repression. Mm-hmm. Okay. And those people are out there that have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and Tourette syndrome people are still dealing with stress and stress depression, okay? And this can be discerned as to what they need to take.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a divorce or you have a death in the family, or if you're dealing with situations that at work, and especially at work right now, as you stated.
If you've got a job.
That's right.
Yeah, you may not have a job.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
people
really
that were making six figures, you know.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, I was listening to NPR, the resumes, this one guy, very qualified man, you know, probably middle management, you know, very, very qualified guy, had so glowing references, put out, I don't know, hundreds of resumes and no response. You know, imagine the stress.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And for all the people, Robert, that would say to me, Mr. Haskins, I really don't need it. I'll just go along. And it would remind me of the days when we used to humor people and say, hey, we'll take your package. We'll go. And we get into the package and we say, oh. Yeah. And after the third we say, well, okay, fine. I'll start out with a small bottle. But I found out that 87% of the people were dealing with it.
I'm interested in your stress rating scale.
Okay.
Top of the list is death of a spouse, and 4 down is jail term. That's amazing.
Exactly.
That somebody doing a jail term isn't as much affected as, well, of course, you've got death of a spouse, divorce, marital separation, then jail term. That's pretty amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all of those figures add up to a certain number that we denote as far as stress. You see, people are in denial right now. And I say and advocate, as you just said, stress is a mental physical killer.
Yeah.
And it will push you back and back and back.
Well, there's so much that people have to deal with in terms of our modern day society. I mean, it's just not a peaceful society.
Exactly.
It's, you know, and certainly anybody from a spiritual tradition would highly recommend one of the things you have to do is also have a spiritual program.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely have a spiritual program because even the ministerial team, the bishops, the pastors, the clergymen of all types are dealing with stress. Okay?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I offered to our pastoral team free stress depression tests and the first bottle because I feel as though when you get to a certain point in your work, you can feel the energy and vibrancy of people. Yeah. And being a homeopathic practitioner for 30 plus years, God has blessed me with being able to feel people.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you hug a person and you can feel the tension, the anxiousness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you can feel when they have a cold or when they're stressed and their body shakes. And then you thank God for the blessings. And when they come to you, you don't advocate it to them, but you say, if you need any assistance or you just want to talk, you know.
Yeah.
And then you let go, let God, and leave it up to Him because we all need help right now.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And I find even myself going through situations where my stress gets a bit much, and I just stop, pull off the road, go to McDonald's, sit in the back, and have a cold tea. And thank God for the blessings and go from there. But it's important that people realize that they can have a test.
So how would it work with you if somebody came for a test? You start out with the handwriting analysis?
Well, I've set it up on handwriting analysis rather than going into the saliva, in that we can tell it from both. But the handwriting is quick, and we can do a handwriting sample, and within 24 hours we come back with how much of the TRQ that they need. Also, I found out, Robert, that people's nervous systems are bogged down, and we've talked about this before, because of SM&G fast foods. This nervous system, the electromagnetic system, and the neurotransmitters are really disrupted.
Yeah.
Now, we have a figure denoting the severity of the conditions. 0 to 5 is normal, 10 to 20 is concerned, 21 to 30 is very concerned, 31 to 40 is critical, 41 to 50 is very critical. The need for polarity balancer in the average person that doesn't have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, or stress syndrome is 70.
Oh my goodness.
So for 41 to 50 is very critical.
Yeah.
Okay? So when we give them the polarity balancer, we also give them ginkgo biloba, which decalcifies the arteries, increases the circulation, works on your cardiovascular system.
Great herb.
It's super herb.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, we deal with maca, and this is also for the nervous system, maintaining your hormones, okay? And then last but not least, an herb called Sutherlandia, which deals with the nervous system, stress, ADD, ADHD.
Is that all in the formula of this?
In the formula, okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the herbs that we got from Africa about a year and some months ago. And I can talk to you later about that, but it was interesting how we got that. There's about 4 herbs now that people need to take along with the TRQ. Now, you don't have to take these for a lifetime. We set it up on 5 weeks. We also do counseling and testing every week, such that we can find out how the herb is affecting them.
Yeah.
Because the relative intensity of the severity of your conditions will go down as your body organs acknowledge the herbs that your body takes. And as the heart, the kidneys, the lungs, the pancreas start functioning properly, your immune system and organs, then your body will stand up and be recognized, and you get better. Those people that don't have ADD, ADHD, bipolar, within 2.5 weeks to 5 weeks, they'll be okay. Plus, they'll be able to say, I'm going into this meeting, it's going to be a little stressful, so they pull out their bottle of TRQRH and they take half a dropper, okay? And they'll be completely in control.
Hey, we're at the end of our segment. Are you having a special offer for people coming up? We've got it right there on the screen. We've got your phone numbers right there if anybody wants to get a hold of you. But you have something that you're hoping that you can offer to people.
We're doing this a special thing for breast cancer awareness. And we're donating $10 off of every stress test. And we're doing a $35 discount on the stress test, okay? We're offering $10 to breast cancer awareness. So every organization, say for instance, if the television studio wanted to do it, we would give them $10 off of the first 50 people that call in, and they're going to have a card here so that you can call in, register for the stress test, such that we could keep those busts up, so to speak, and help them.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
All the best with your work.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's very important.
Thank you.
Thank you. And don't go away. We've got another great guest coming up.